mean by function? Function is a block of organized, reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. Python gives you many built-in functions like print, help, and so on. You can also create your own function. These functions are called user-defined functions. Functions provide better modularity for your application and high degree of code reusing. We will see this in our examples. How to define a function? How we can define our function? Functions blocks begin with the keyword div followed by the function name and parentheses, like div sum then parentheses. Any input parameters or arguments should be placed within this parentheses. You can also define parameters inside this parentheses. The first statement of a function can be an optional statement, the documentation string of the function, or docstring. You can put docstring or not use it. The code block within every function starts with a colon and is intended. Remember, in Python there is no parentheses, it's only indentation. Okay? The statement return followed by an expression exits function optionally passing back an expression to the caller. A return statement with no arguments is the same as return none. Remember, return with no arguments is gonna return none. Let's see the function syntax. In this example, let's take a pen here. I type div and I give it function name here. Then this is our parameters here. Then if you want to put a docstring here, then this is function suit or function body. Then this is return to return something. If return have no parameter here, this will return none. How we can call a function? Defining a function also gives it a name, specifies the parameters that are to be included in the function, and structures the block of code. Once the basic structure of a function is finalized, you can execute it by calling it from another function or directly from the Python prompt. Following is the example to call a print me function. Let's see this example. If we look here, we will see that I defined a function div print str. This function takes a string and str from the user. This is a parameter. This is a docstring here. This is a function to print a string. It's just a help for developers. Then I type here print str to print this parameter here. Then I return nothing, no parameters here, so return is run. After this is the function here. We type define. We have the function name. We give it a parameters str. We put a docstring here, then we print the function suit or body, then we return next. If we want to call the function, I'll call it here print str, the name of our function, and this function takes a parameter from us here, str. I give it Ahmad to print Ahmad. Okay. You can call function by using the following types of formal arguments: required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, and variable length arguments. Let's see the required arguments. Required arguments are the arguments passed to a function of incorrect positional order. The number of arguments in the function call should match exactly with the function definition. Let's see this example here. To call the function print name, you definitely need to pass one argument, otherwise it gives a syntax error as follows. If we look here, this function here print me, which we wrote last video, must take an string. If you want to use this function, if you call this function here, there must be a string here so that it can print this string. But here we do not pass anything to this function. Let's see this error. Type error print me, our function, missing one required positional argument. Required. This is the name of our argument type, str. This function miss this argument str. Let's try this in our Python shell and see it in details. If I define a function here, div print me, which take a string here, this function will print the string and return none. To call the function, I'll type print and I'll give it Ahmed like this. If I save and run, we can see here it prints Ahmed. But if I remove this string here like this and I run, see, nothing happened. Sorry, print me, type error, print me, missing one required positional argument. Required argument is missing the str, the string. We must give it a string here, Ahmed. It will print Ahmed. Okay, let's move to another type, keyword arguments. Keyword arguments are related to the function call. When you use keyword arguments in a function call, the caller identifier the arguments by the parameter name. Okay, the keyword arguments in a function call. When we use this keyword arguments in a function call, the caller identifies the arguments by the parameter name. This allows you to skip arguments or place them out of order because the Python interpreter is able to use the keywords provided to match the values with parameters. You can also make keyword call to the print me function in the following ways. Let's see this example here. Here, all what I have to do is just I write, when we call our function, I write str equal to welcome, not welcome only. I'll show you why we must do this. If I set here str equal to welcome, nothing happened, it will print Ahmed. But let's see this another example which give us a full overview about what I want to tell you. Here, this print me takes name and age from you. If I said print me this our function here, name, and print me age, this will print name and age and return nothing. If I said here print me, the Python interpreter knows that the first argument is name and the second argument is age. But here, what if I give it the age in the first argument and the name in the second argument? I changed the order of parameters. Here, if I use keyword arguments, interpreter will interpret it correctly like this. Let's try this in our Python shell. Here, if I remove this and type name and age, this, then we will print name, then we will print age. Okay, and here I give it Ahmed or Mahmoud and I give it 21. If we print here, this will print Mahmoud and 21. The Python interpreter knows that this Mahmoud here is the name and 21 is age. What if I change this order and I type 21, then I type Mahmoud? Let's run this. It prints this. Python treats this as a name and treats this as an age, and this is an error. We must tell interpreter that this is the age. So we will use keyword arguments and write age equal to 21 and the name equal to Mahmoud. If we run here, look, in the same order as before, it will print Mahmoud as the name and 21 as the age. Okay, this is why we should use keyword arguments. The third type of argument is the default argument. A default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if value is not provided in the function call for the arguments. Let's see this example here. The following example gives an idea on default arguments. It prints default age if it is not passed. Here, this function takes name and age from us. I give age a default value. I said age equal to 35. Here, if I give name equal to Ahmed and age equal to 20, this will print Ahmed and 20. But if I give it name only, it will print the default value here, age 35. Okay, let's try this, our Python shell. Here, if I said age equal to 21 and this is 22, if I excuse this will print Mahmoud and 22. Here, if I give it an argument with age, it won't use this age here, the default value of this age. But what if I said print me and I give it name equal to Amal? I run, we can see here Mahmoud with 22 because I give it an age equal to 22, but Amal will take 21 here because the default value of age is 21. This is the default value. Okay. Variable length arguments. You may need to process a function for more arguments than you specified while defining the function. Those arguments are called variable length arguments and are not named in the function definition, unlike required and default arguments. Let's see this example here. If we look at Windows, what if we want to sum? If we look at Windows calculator, what if we want to sum some numbers like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5? The calculator will give you the output. But what if we want to print 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 and so on to 100? The calculator will give you the output. How the sum function in calculator is being created? This function developed using variable length parameters, which we don't know actually the number of variables we will pass to our function. Let's see this example. Here, this print me function will print only all the parameters we will give it these parameters. This will take argument and var tuple, asterisk var tuple. Asterisk var tuple shortcuts for a var tuple will take everything we pass. Then I'll set for var in var tuple. This will print var and will return. Let's try this in our Python shell. Okay, let's move this. Let's move this and argument var tuple. I'll print argument, then I'll make a loop for var in var tuple. We will make a loop for var tuple. We will print this var and we will return. Basically, print me with value of 10. Let's run. This will print 10, but if I yell 10, those values here, 5, those values, print is those values. How it work? Okay, here let's see this. We call our function print me and we give it those parameters here. Those parameters will be saved in var tuple. Then Python will make a loop for every var in this var tuple and the interpreter will print this var. So those variables here will be taken to a var tuple. Then we will make a loop into this var tuple and print every value in this var tuple. This is only the variable length parameters. Okay. What we mean by anonymous function? These functions are called anonymous because they are not declared in the standard manner by using the div keyword. You can use the lambda keyword to create small anonymous functions. We will use lambda to create a small anonymous functions. Lambda forms can take any number of arguments but return just one value in the form of an expression. Lambda returns only one value. They cannot contain commands or multiple expressions. Okay, an anonymous function cannot be a direct call to print because lambda requires an expression. Lambda functions have their own local namespace and cannot access variables other than those in their parameters list and those in the global namespace. Remember, although it appears that lambda are a one-line version of a function, they are not equivalent to n-line statement in C or C++, whose purpose is by passing a function stack allocation during invocation for performance reasons. Okay? Let's see the syntax of lambda function. For look here, the syntax of lambda functions contains only a single statement, which is lambda. Then this is the argument. Here you can pass any number of arguments, and this is our expression here. Let's see an example. This example here, I type sum. This is our function name. This is our function name. This is our lambda expression. Then I give it the first argument, then the second argument. This is the operation which will be executed. Sum the first argument with the second argument. Then to call this function here, I type print. Then I give it the name of our function name here, and I pass two arguments here, and this is our total output. Let's try this in our Python shell. This is our Python shell here. I'll create a function sum equal to lambda will take x and y from us and will print x plus y. Here print sum of, let's save this, let's run our code. Sorry, it's not plus. This will print 30. Let's review this example. 1 minute. Here, if we look here, I type sum equal to lambda. This is our parameters x and y, and this is our expression here, x plus y. Then I call our function with these values here and these values, this sum our values. Let's try to add an extra value here and add extra value here. Then we will pass a new value here equal to 10. If we look here, we will see the new value here. Okay. In the next video, the statement to return expression exists a function optionally passing back an expression to the caller. A return statement with no arguments is same as return none. Let's show an example. Let's show this example here. Here we create a function with name of sum, which take two arguments from us, and will get total, which will sum the first argument plus the second argument, and I'll print inside the function, and I'll print total. Then I'll return total here. Then I set total equal to sum 10 that 20. Then I type print outside total. If we look here, this example, this will print inside the function, this is the value, and outside the function this is the value, the same values. But here I type return total. If you want to use total in other code after this function, you will use the return of this function sum. But if I use print here instead of return, I cannot use the return of this function, because this function return none, return nothing. If you want to use this total here, you must return it from the function. If you use anything instead of return, you want to be able to use total Again, let's try this in our Python shell. I'll type here div sum, which will take x and y from us. Sorry. Then I'll set total equal to x plus y. Then I'll print total here. I'll return total. Sorry, I return total. Okay, if I type total equal to sum of 10 and 20, let's see, let's run. We can see total equal to 30. Okay, if I type print total, will print total equal to 30 here and total equal to 30 here. Remember, if I remove return here, then I comment return here and comment print. Let's run. It will print total equal to 30 like this, because it will print this value here. But this function here return nothing, return none. If we look, if I print total, it will print none, because this function here sum return none. If you want to return something, you have to type return and the name of the thing you want to return. Now if I save and run, we will see here it will return 30 here. Okay, because returns total. But if I commented this like before, it will return none, because this function now do not return anything, it return none, but it prints the value of total. Okay,